We've reached the final baseball game of 1988. But is it a baseball game? Well, the answer to that is technically yes, but I won't be able to show you the part where I play baseball, because that's the very end of the game. Really, Pro Yakyuu Satusujin Kiken is a murder mystery game. Well, kinda. Finding out who done it is going to take up the bulk of the time that you're playing, but your actual goal is to get to that baseball game. The player steps into the shoes of Igawa, a former baseball player who retired due to injury. He became a commentator. When a reporter was found dead, Igawa was spotted fleeing the scene carrying a briefcase full of money. Now the police are after him, and he needs to prove his innocence, as well as prove to the baseball teams of Japan that he is still capable of playing and deserves another shot. Most of the game is played from this overhead view, and you have to hit the A button to bring up a menu, similar to Dragon Quest. There you can talk, search, use an item from your inventory, look at your notes, rest, or think about the case. Most of the time what you're going to be doing is exploring the city that you're in, talking to a bunch of people, and following the chain of hints to tell you where to go next. The cities are absolutely enormous, and if you're playing this without a guide, you're going to spend a lot of time just going in circles. If the police spot you, they'll start chasing you down. Igawa is a wanted man after all. And if they catch up to you, you'll go to this action scene where you can fire back at the police somehow, and your goal is to make it to the top. When you do, you'll reset your position and there won't be any police around. You have life points in this game. Getting hit by the police will take some of those away, but so will just walking around. To recover health, you'll either need to get a room at a hotel and rest in a room a few times, or you'll have to buy some meals from restaurants. Eventually, you'll also get a car with which you can drive between cities. You have to pay to park the car though, and you'll also have to pay for gas for the car. At some of the baseball stadiums, you'll get the chance to try out for the team again, and unfortunately I never made it that far. But that's one of the real goals of the game, is to get the opportunity to try out at all of these major league ballparks. And that's something important about Pro Yakyuu Satusujin Jikan. The game is a parody of 1988 Japanese baseball, along with other current events in Japan. It even got a bit of notoriety for bringing up a then-recent tragedy in a nightclub where 3 people died. So this is a game very much of its time, and apparently even Japanese players going back to it today have difficulty with the references. This is very much a you-had-to-be-there kind of game. As an adventure game, it doesn't seem to be very strong. Even by the standards of these Famicom mystery adventures, there's not a whole lot to do. Pro Yakyuu Satusujin Jiken pads its length by having huge areas that you have to explore in order to find the next destination. Yeah, when somebody tells you to go talk to a reporter, it makes good sense to go to the news building. But what about when you need to speak to the team owner? They'll be in any one of 24 nondescript buildings. You can save the game by going to a shrine and praying, and what I'd recommend that you do if you try to play this without a walkthrough is save, go find the next several steps, reset and reload your save, then redo those steps quickly to minimize your health loss, and then save again and repeat. Pro Yakyuu Satusujin Jiken is a weird one. Even people who like Famicom mystery games don't seem to care for it. And I think it comes down to its weird mix of theme and parody. And as for that ending, well, at the very end of the game, you're on the mound at the big championship game at the bottom of the 9th with 2 outs. And whether or not Igawa makes his big league comeback is totally down to you.